Explain like I'm 5. Why are nautical miles used to measure distance in the sea and not just kilometers or miles? Just wanted to add that nautical miles are also used in aviation for the same reason they're used in sea travel. Because nautical miles line up with latitude, they're more useful for the greater distances of travel you're dealing with on boats and planes. The Earth can be segmented into a northern and southern hemisphere. Those can each be segmented into 90 degrees, times 4 equals 360, a circle. If we choose to divide each of those degrees by 60, we get a nautical mile or minute north or south latitude. The Earth is an oblate spheroid. That means it's fatter near the equator, and therefore when measuring east to west, longitude, the distance is farther per minute near the equator. The lines also converge at the poles, making them very close together at high latitudes. Due to the inconsistency in longitude, a nautical mile is a minute of latitude. When navigating across an ocean, the only tools available hundreds of years ago were the sun, stars, and math. When plotting a position on a chart using celestial navigation and dividers, the consistent minute of latitude is already on the chart. If you travel half a degree of latitude in 2 hours, you travel 30 nautical miles. If you time that travel, you can predict where you will be in another 2 hours pretty easily if you maintain course and weather, sea conditions remain the same. TLDR. Miles and kilometers are arbitrary measurements on a chart of Earth. Where nautical miles are the Earth divided into 360 degrees all the way around north and south, then each degree is divided by 60 minutes north and south latitude. Source. Have navigated with celestial navigation in an airplane for fun. A nautical mile is equal to 1 minute of latitude, overall average, which approximates as 1.151 statute miles. A knot is 1 nautical mile per hour. It makes more sense to me to ask why a statute mile is not equivalent to a nautical mile. A wheel rolls on the ground. Let's make the circumference of the wheel 1 meter. 1,000 rotations is 1 kilometer. Very easy to measure. A wheel does not roll in water. So now we have to use a different tool to measure. Let's take a rope and tie knots at regular intervals. If we tie a float to one end of the rope and toss it overboard, the float will remain where we dropped it as the boat moves forward. The number of knots that spool out over 1 minute is our speed in knots. This unit, knots, is now used to describe all distances over a body of water. All our charts, logs, and routes use this unit. If we want to describe larger distances, we simply increase the time of measurement from 1 minute to 1 hour. 1 knot equals 1 nautical mile per hour. So now when I calculate my current speed, say 5 knots, I instantly know how much distance this represents. Remember, all my charts and maps are keyed to this unit. So it remains the standard because it is easy to use and makes sense to me as a sailor.